What's up, everybody? Back again with another video. I think today's topic you're going to find very interesting. Coming to the forest in my own traditional territory, Coast Salish, beautiful lands. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Mother Earth, for hosting me. Thank you for giving me the downloads, Father. All praise to the Most High. So, I found this correlation between colonization and narcissism, because colonization is narcissistic by nature. I'm gonna break it down to you, show you how. So colonization and narcissism go hand in hand, because colonization is very parasitic, right? It's all about the colonizer. It's all about them extracting the resources from the victim, from the target, usually the indigenous people. And the thing about parasites is they're the ones that benefit. The host never benefits. It's always the parasite. So colonizers, they lack empathy. You know, they don't have any consideration for indigenous people. They don't care about indigenous people. They don't care if they take your land. They don't care if they take your resources. They don't care if they take your family away from you. They don't care if they take your identity, your culture. That's actually what they're trying to do. Because that's the thing about narcissists. They always want what you have. They always feel entitled, right? They feel entitled. They lack empathy. They're like black holes and they're never satisfied. They're always just taking and taking and taking, just like colonization, just like narcissism, just like parasites. And they'll use the same tactics, right? They'll use the Darvo tactic, the deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. That's Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. So they'll always blame the victim. Meanwhile, playing the victim, even though they're the ones causing the harm. They're the ones that are on the offensive, but they'll get defensive, right? They mess with your psychology like narcissists, right? They target your psyche. Because you're trying to figure them out, you get brain fog. You're like, what? And when you're like, you have a disagreement with them and you're arguing with them, they'll use word salad. They'll bring in a lot of things that are irrelevant to the argument to throw you off, to confuse you. They'll yell louder than you and then walk away, leaving you like confused, right? Victimized. They'll love bomb you like narcissists, right? They'll pretend to be your friend. You know, their words are smooth as butter, but war is really in their heart. You know, in the love bombing, they're mirroring you. They're pretending to be you. They're pretending to share the same interests as you. They're pretending to like you, to get along with you. They're mirroring you. They're mimicking you. So this drops your defense, right? And they also like to devalue you, play you down, right? Leave you seeking their approval. And you can even take this on a personal level or a national level. It's kind of the same. It kind of goes hand in hand if you think about it. But it makes a lot of sense. So they'll also do is they'll discard you, right? They'll kick you to the curb. Once they've taken everything from you, once they beat you down enough, once you've taken enough of their colonial abuse, their colonial narcissistic abuse, they'll kick you to the curb, you know, to leave you stranded, lonely. But it's all part of their psyche, their psychic attacks. They go for your psyche, right? They study you. They study your people. They see your weaknesses. Like with the indigenous people, they saw they like to get blanketed. Like as a ceremony, they took it as a sign of like being welcomed and warm and loved and embraced by the community. And then they filled it with, you know, bioweapons, which they do to this very day. You know, look at the 5G towers, look at the chemtrails, look at the poisoning of the water, the food. It's the same thing, the same tactics. Colonizers, narcissists, hand in hand. It's almost like they get off on it. It's like they can't sleep at night unless they're oppressing somebody or abusing somebody. It's really sick. They lack empathy, right? They don't care. They don't look at you as an equal. They look at you as inferior. They look at you as below. They look at you as like you're there to serve them. They leave you confused. They cause chaos. They manipulate everything. It's all about control, just like the narcissist, just like the colonizer. Which, when you break down the word colonizer, it comes from colonizer. You know what the colon is on the body, right? They're narcissistic by nature. Not all of them, but always them. I'm going to say that one again. Not all of them, but always them. Yeah, I have these realizations sometimes, and it just kind of clicks. You just kind of get it, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it like that. They're parasitic by nature. They want to be you. They want to take your identity because they don't have one of their own. They believe they're the authority. They don't gotta subject themselves to authority. Everybody else does but them. They believe they are the authority. You can see it in their countenance, in their superiority, God complex. But this stuff's all coming out now. People are starting to realize this system is narcissistic. This system rewards narcissists because it was created by narcissists. Colonizers, parasites. Remember, parasites always benefit off the host, but the host never benefits from the parasite. Just like when you're targeted by a narcissist, you'll never benefit from it. They'll come into your life and they'll ruin it. Just like colonization. They'll take what's yours because they believe they're entitled to it, because they believe they're superior, and they'll use psychology in order to get it. Just like narcissists. And if you're gonna really be honest and tell you what type of narcissist they are, because there's a spectrum, they're definitely covert malignant narcissists. Because if you call them on it, they have what's called a narcissistic injury. And that's what we're seeing right now in the White House. They fear exposure because really deep down inside, they're very weak. They're cowards. They need others to carry out their dirty work for them. They know the truth isn't in their favor. Therefore, they have to manipulate it. They have to cause what's called the shared fantasy. That's why they all walk around here living in delusion, right? And they force you into the delusion. They have the audacity to walk around in your territories, in your land, like they own it, like they earned it, like they deserve it, like they're better than you. These colonizers are narcissists. They lack empathy. They use psychological warfare. They have no love. They have no hearts. They have no joy. They just want to take everything from everybody. And they're all out for themselves. It's all about them. Everything is about them. Everything. They don't see people as people. They don't see anything as separate to them. They see it as an extension of them. They see it as if it's there to serve them. They got superiority God complexes. So the solution is cut them off. Go no contact. Don't give them any supply. That's what they want. They want you to feed into their false narrative, because then it makes them believe it when they know deep down inside that it's not true. But in their mind, if they can get enough people believing in the lies, then it becomes a truth. So that's how they operate. That's my Colonization Masterclass 101. But that's the thing about colonization and narcissists. They overplay their hand, they overstay their welcome, and they essentially self-destruct. That's what colonization does. That's what narcissists do. That's what happens to parasites. Because with parasites, you got to starve them. Let them know that they don't own this. Let them know that their whole fantasy world, their false self, it's all a lie. They know it. They just don't want you to know it. That's the whole spiel. That's the whole shtick. So, starve the parasites. Say no to colonialism. Colonialism kills everybody, even themselves. Lilo Godson with another one. Shalom to the kings and queens.